There are a lot of instances in Warframe where there's a certain frame that gets overshadowed by another frame, or in this case by a lot of other frames. Oberon is one of the prime examples of a Warframe that used to be good, but gets overshadowed by a lot of other new frames and actually some of the older frames as time went on. There's frames like Trinity, Jade, Citrine. All three of those frames completely outclass Oberon in every single aspect, making Oberon feel kind of obsolete, as he's grown more and more useless the more that time has gone on. Honestly, there's not really that much that needs to be done to Oberon to make him actually, good. So that's what I'm going to do. Presenting you with the Oberon Rework. Starting off with the passive ability, honestly, it's pretty nice as is, so I'm just going to buff it from a 25% link to a 50% link. The first ability, what it originally did was it would target an enemy and it would make that enemy pulse out with energy. That enemy would take damage and it would shoot out orbs, dealing damage proportionate to that enemy's health to other enemies. I'm reworking that ability entirely, and I'm going to make it be a crowd control ability rather than a damage ability. Essentially what it's going to do is kind of act like a Korra ensnare, except it won't root enemies. It will spawn roots around the targeted enemy. When the enemy dies, the roots will spread to other enemies around. That effect can spread to other enemies. If the enemy has overguard, they will be rooted, but the effect will not spread. It deals radiation damage over time. Also, since the first ability got completely reworked, its augment got changed. If the enemy rooted has more than 50% health, it will spread the orbs that dealt damage originally from the original ability. The orbs will spread out and they will deal damage based off of a percentage of their health. The second ability has been buffed. The grass will now surround Oberon and follow him when the ability is pressed, and it will have the original effect if you hold the ability. The range is also getting increased from 15 meters to 20 meters. The third ability, it's getting buffed. It honestly needs to get buffed. Now, instead of healing for a flat number, it's going to heal at 10% of whatever it's healing max health. That is completely unaffected by strength, by the way. I'm replacing the armor buff with a 50% damage reduction buff. That buff can cap out at 80%. And all of the original effects of the ability will remain the same. The fourth ability is getting buffed. The armor reduction that you get from the ability is getting buffed from 50% to 70%. The blind that you get from it is going bye-bye, because honestly, I don't know how many people even notice that the blind is there, but I certainly don't. So, it's going bye-bye. The range is increasing from 15 meters to 20 meters, and instead of having a 50% chance to drop health orbs when they die, it will have a guaranteed health orb drop on death. Honestly, I don't know why it's a 50% chance to drop the health orbs whenever, the ability is most likely not going to kill the enemies that you're hitting them with anyways. So, it only makes sense for it to have a guaranteed health orb drop on death if you somehow succeed to kill with the last ability. And yeah, that is the entire rework. Hope you guys can actually give some pretty decent feedback in the comments, because I do actually look through and I do read them. If you guys have anything you want to change, then obviously go ahead and tell me. Tell me here, or tell me in my Discord server, or whatever you want to do. I don't really care. Yeah, peace out. Love y'all.